We're tired. We're flat out fatigued. And whether you're on the left or the right, everyone feels it. But what I think we're missing, or at least what the left is missing, is the why and the context behind all of it. That's what I want to break down a bit here today. I'm talking about the economy, inflation, and affordability under Trump in 2026. There's no clever way to spin the truth, even though plenty of people on my side will try. We're getting squeezed at the gas pump, squeezed again at the grocery store. Our wallets are wheezing. And while wage indexes are finally showing signs of life, we're still not catching up. What I want to do is cut through the media noise and the podium-ready rhetoric coming out of Congress, because before we head into the midterms, it helps to have a perspective we can actually rely on when deciding who has the better plan to get us out of this mess. Context matters. Perspective matters, or at least they should. And just a fair warning, this is coming from a conservative viewpoint. But if you're on the other side, stick around anyway. Give me just a few minutes. You can still call me a naive idiot at the end, that's fine. But at least you'll have heard the full argument. This isn't really Trump inflation. What we're dealing with is a hangover, a long one from the Biden years. And on top of that, there are global events making recovery harder. The Iran war is a prime example. It's not causing inflation so much as it's slowing down our climb out of it. I'm not sugarcoating that. I'm not pretending it doesn't matter. But I am saying that America First policies are the medicine positioning us for a stronger future. Look, hangovers suck. They suck because we let things go too far the night before, and we're supposed to learn from that. Now, granted, in my younger days, I'm not sure I always did, but you get the point. So let's look at real numbers. Headline inflation came in at 4.2% year over year for May, up from 3.8% in April, and the highest since early 2023. That's a setback. It's real. But core inflation, which excludes food and energy, is around 2.9%. So what's driving the 4.2%? Energy. That's the culprit. Energy is up 23% over the last year, with gas prices jumping 40%. Here where I live, regular unleaded is around $4.69, while the national average sits near $4.50. Housing, groceries, electricity, all sticky. Families feel it. And whether my side wants to admit it or not, affordability is a top issue heading into November. What you feel in your wallet absolutely affects the vote you cast. James Carville's famous line, "It's the economy, stupid," has never stopped being true. No conservative should sugarcoat higher prices. That kills any real conversation. We need context. We need it to explain not just why we're here, but why it matters that we stay the course, even if right now feels rough. Remember Biden's inflation peak at 9.1% in 2022? That was driven by massive spending, regulations, and a war on American energy. We never fully recovered from that. We were trying to. We were making progress. Then the Iran war hit. Geopolitics doesn't care about party lines, but what's happening with gas prices should remind us why energy dominance matters. Drill, baby, drill isn't just a slogan. It's national security and long-term affordability. We also have to look at Trump's one big beautiful bill from last July. Economic policy takes time to show up in the numbers, but it is delivering real relief and laying the groundwork for growth. The media won't highlight it, but here's what it did. Made the Trump tax cuts permanent, eliminated taxes on tips for service workers, eliminated taxes on overtime for many Americans, expanded child tax credits, created new Trump accounts to help families build wealth, and restored full expensing for businesses to invest and hire. That's real money back in your pocket and real money flowing into the real economy. Since then, companies have announced trillions in onshoring investments because they know America is open for business. That's how wages eventually catch up. Now, tariffs. Yes, they're controversial. Yes, they can cause short-term pain. Anyone denying that is lying. But they're forcing fairer trade, reducing our deficit with China, and helping bring manufacturing jobs back home. For decades, we've complained about wages and the lack of good family-supporting jobs. Tariffs are about putting American workers first, leveling the playing field, closing trade gaps that hollowed out our middle class and shoved people into low-paying service jobs. And despite what the media says, unemployment has held around 4.3%. Private sector jobs are growing. And we just had a strong jobs report. Those aren't signs of a collapsing economy. As we head into the midterms, we need context and we need contrast. We're making progress and we need that progress to continue. Democrats, if they regain power, will increase spending, pile on regulations, push green mandates that raise energy costs, defend border policies that strain resources, and reverse the steps currently helping the economy and workers. We've seen that movie play out before. The midterms are a referendum on whether we double down on growth or go back to the failed status quo? Do we want to fight for a higher minimum wage or build an economy where most people earn well above it? The Iran war is a hiccup, a painful one, but it's what's driving most of the current economic strain. That core inflation number matters. It's where we can get to once energy stabilizes. We have the fundamentals for inflation to fall and wages to catch up. That's because of the policies and agenda of the current Congress. That's why it's important to keep going and strengthen it. But we also have to acknowledge the steps forward even while we're still feeling the short-term pain. What do we gain by abandoning American energy? How do we lower gas prices if we stay dependent on foreign oil? How do we raise wages without increasing the number of higher-paying jobs? And how do we bring those jobs home without policies that make America the best place to do business? Could things be better? Sure. Could progress be faster? Absolutely. But are we better off than 4 years ago? Even 2 years ago? I think we are. It may not feel like it, but that's sentiment, not reality. We're looking at the moment without looking back or looking forward. If you've stuck around this long, thank you. I probably haven't changed any minds, but hopefully I've at least offered some context and perspective you can take with you tonight. And for the rest of you, I'll brace myself for the comment section.